want to talk about any of the polling or testing in around Prop 19 and the whatever gender gap there is or women?
It's generally considered conventional wisdom in ballot initiative campaigns in California, particularly anything progressive, that white women, decline to state Democratic-leaning white women in Southern California will make the difference. And so the folks in the Prop 19 campaign in particular will be figuring out how to do that, which is slightly different from the question that you've asked, which is you're asking a sort of more longitudinal question. Yeah, I mean, so there you will see messaging that does bear that in mind, right? And so the research indicates that women, Southern California women tend toward concerns about public safety, public health issues. So they're concerned about where would legalized marijuana be cultivated, sold, and consumed. Would there really be law enforcement resources redirected toward more serious and violent crimes? Those kinds of things. One of the things that I found really interesting in one of the focus groups was that the notion that keeping marijuana prohibition, keeping marijuana illegal, helps parents helps parents parent, right? That it keeps drugs away from their kids. They were overwhelmingly offended at the notion that there is any role that prohibition plays, that marijuana is already so widely available, particularly to young people, that this is a conversation they have to have with their kids, regardless of what the legal status of marijuana is for adults. And so that's an sort of interesting angle that no one has really pursued. This sort of nanny state kind of approach, or the extent to which prohibition is actually is making things more complicated for parents.
So one of the things we talk to women, Scott. One of the things we talk to women about and let them know, especially moms, is that, and as Stephen said, we all know that marijuana is just so prevalent. That it's very easy for any kid to get if they want it, and many do in fact use. We know that, and so we let them know that, and we ask them the question. So knowing that it's quite possible for your kid to experiment with marijuana, do you want them subjected to the penal system? Or do you think this is something that you should be dealing with your child? Or do you want to have to, deal with the police and the court system and your child's life being ruined with a drug arrest? And the majority of women would say, you're absolutely right. I mean, that's an issue that I should be dealing with my child, and I don't want them subjected to that.
Yeah.
There is a lot of interest from around the country on this question of, is there such a thing? How large is the marijuana surge vote going to be in California? There was anecdotes of people turning out mistakenly in the June primary, hoping thinking that Prop 19 was going to be on that. The Prop 19 campaign did a good job of rating that outward, but I think that is going to be a crucial issue. Within California, I also think, and this is something that John and I were talking about yesterday, that the relationship of this vote to the gubernatorial election and to the Senate election, that regardless of how well or badly Jerry Brown does, Prop 19 in relation to that, even if Prop 19 doesn't pass, how it does relative to the races at the top of the ticket.
I would also, like you said, at NORML we haven't seen data like that. We haven't collected data like that. But I think this 2010 election in California is going to be the bellwether as to whether or not that's seen as a surge. And I believe Democrats and progressives really got to watch their flank. Think about the two things that are leading to the decline, or two things that you'd think about the Republican Party right now. Number one, they're aging, right? A lot of their support is older people. And number two, is that they have that Tea Party movement that's growing, that small government, efficient spending, efficient government programs, keep government out of my business. If this 2010 election brings out a huge youth vote for Prop 19, And we see people like Barbara Boxer, Dianne Feinstein, Jerry Brown suffering because the youth vote says, hey, you guys wouldn't support Prop 19. I'm going to vote for marijuana, but not for you. The Republican Party, looking to get more youth votes, might just wake up and say, hey, you know, we could market this as small government and keeping out of people's lives and fiscal responsibility and steal some of that youth vote from the progressives and the Democrats. So it is definitely something we've got to pay attention to.
At the moment, the opposite is happening, right, where the Democrats are having it both ways. They know that this drives Democratic turnout, but they will not endorse it. Like all the top-tier candidates have come out against Prop 19, and the party strategically took a neutral position last week, trying to split the difference.